Coming up on iPads in the Classroom, free writing apps, Part 2. Hi, my name is Guy Trainin, and this is iPads in the Classroom from TechEdge, and today we're doing our second part in a series about free writing apps, and I want to start this time with tools to help planning and organizing information for writing. And the first set of tools I want to show you is called Tools for Students, and Tools for Students is an app that provides a lot of graphic organizers for different kind of skills, but you can see that, for example, as kids design their story, they can talk about the character using this graphic organizer. What does the character look like? What does the character hear? What does the character feel and touch? That's one way. You can look at the sequence in the story. So if you want kids to start sequencing their stories and write longer stories, you can use this graphic organizer to force them to have multiple episodes in their writing. There are a lot of fantastic graphic organizers in this app that will allow you to select the appropriate one for the skills you're trying to teach. So this one is called Tools for Students. The next one, or actually two that I want to talk about one right after the other, are called How to Write a Paragraph and How to Write an Essay. And I'll show you what there is in there. It's a piece of curriculum. I think it can stand on its own, although it's offered free as an appetizer, so you would buy a full curriculum. But on how to write a paragraph, you have a few sources that are really useful, both for a student and for teachers. You have a teacher guide, you have student activities, you have some printable documents that can be used, so I'll show you what they are. These are different graphic organizers that can be used. So this is the teacher guide, and then you can see how that maps to a curriculum, how that maps to Bloom's taxonomy, and then later on you have tools for students to think about the vocabulary that is necessary for it, ways to organize the writing. So here are the graphic organizers I talked about before, a T-chart, a fishbone map, and 5 Ws. There are others as well. And then at the end of the chapter, what you have is a short number of quiz questions that can be used to help examine whether students have gotten the main points or not. So at the end of the chapter, you get questions. For example, this one, very, very basic. A group of words that expresses a complete thought is and we would argue that that would be a sentence, and I have done that well. So this one is called How to Write a Paragraph. The How to Write an Essay is a very similar thing. It just is ratcheting it up to the next level of how do we put multiple paragraphs together to create a full essay. So the structure will be very much the same. The content is very much the same. The last app that I would like to talk about is called Moleskine. This one has multiple ways to pronounce the actual name of the app. The app was done by a company that actually makes paper products, and they decided to go into this digital writing mode. They provide very, very nice interface. Let's look at the storyboard interface, for example. And in the storyboard interface, which I started working on earlier today, what you can do is you can write text, you can create art. This is not really art, what I've created, but it's as close as I seem to be able to come these days to creating art. And you can see that there's a set of tools up on top, and in this set of tools you can create stroke brushes for the art piece. There are thicker or thinner, so it can be very thin. And what I love about this app is that you can really create carefully, and the lines that you make are truly rounded. They're very similar to what would happen if you used a pen or a pencil. The text tool is very good, and it allows you to create text that is smaller or larger, so you can actually write on your pages very, very easily. And of course, use all the editing tools that are natural to the iPad. So Moleskine is a great way to write stories, have multiple notebooks on your iPads that can be also synced with things like Evernote. So this is a new feature. You can sync it with Evernote and keep all of the notes that you've created. But I would argue that Moleskine actually has a more attractive set of ways to keep your stories and or any other kind of writing or art right there in a very attractive format that really reacts well to the way kids and adults want to write. So this one is called Moleskine, and this concludes our series on free writing apps. We'll see you next time on iPads in the Classroom.